So, man,
Y'all want to, you know what?
Hey,
Y'all want to welcome to the show one of
that.
the most amazingly talented artists who paints some bomb stuff, Clarence James.
In the building. Let's get
Yeah.
Hey,
all right.
man.
Thank you very much. I'm very humbled. That was a great intro, and I appreciate that you appreciate my work.
I definitely
indeed.
appreciate your work. You are super, super, super talented. Ain't no cabin on it or nothing like that. Like, you really, really are talented. So, first of all, from Stafford, Connecticut.
Yeah, so I was born there, but I only lived there. We moved to North Carolina before I was a year old.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up in North Carolina.
Raleigh,
yeah.
Okay. Southern charm.
And so HU in the building too, though.
Manners, all that. Yeah, and then
HU
I went to
in
Howard.
the building.
Yeah, I went to Howard University. I graduated in 2014.
Did you go to Howard for art?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I went to. It's hot. Can I take a jacket?
Yeah.
So I went to Howard. I graduated in 2014. I went there for business school. I had a scarf on too. It's nice and warm in here. There's no wind.
Yeah, we good.
All right, yeah. So I went there for business marketing, and basically, like, college is one of those times, you know, when you're trying to find yourself and make a decision about what you're gonna do with your life. And I kind of had a moment halfway through where I was like, I'm not seeing myself climbing this corporate ladder. Though my vision of what I'm trying to get done or what I'm realizing I should be doing, or like, you know, like life is a journey of trying to find some purpose. Like, you guys are up here, you know, living, you know, sharing your talent. And that's kind of the point of life, right? Like, there's something unique about you that you need to share. So when I'm in college, I'm like, the unique part about me is not me working for a company, these information sessions and the ideas that they're selling to us. The unfortunate part about maybe all colleges are like this, but especially HBCUs, I've noticed the business programs, it's a job training. It's not so much, it's not like when you go to Stanford and they over here telling you that you can start the next Google and things like that, right? So I was picking up on that tone too, where they just kind of trying to have us lined up, getting into the corporate world, be happy with whatever salaries we can achieve, and that's the lives we're gonna live. So that vision broke down, and I was like, this isn't working. I actually took some time off. I took a semester off. I got all my money back from all my tuition.
Yeah.
I felt rich. I was like 21. Yeah. So I mean, it was amazing. Had a pocket full, and yeah. But when I went back to school, I tried to switch to like some graphic design or something like that. But I had to finish with the marketing degree. But that moment kind of just led me to, when I finished school, I just started painting because I realized I had got to a point, I'm a very social person, outgoing, right? So just through me being at school and the network I had built, I was like, I kind of picked up on, people just think what they think of me. I don't really come in and tell anyone to think, so they're thinking I'm unique, they're thinking I'm, you know, different, you know, but not even, they don't see anything yet. There's no like talent for them to even judge, really. They're kind of just judging my energy, conversation with me, and just who I am to them on that campus.
But wait, let's back up a minute because you went right into painting, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to know is, how did you, because if I go right into painting right now and I show you one of my paintings,
It's a mess.
it's going to be wild. So what I'm saying is, how did you grasp the talent to just go right into painting? It's something, because most people say art, and it's something that's be in you. Like, you know, you have to have, because a lot of people call themselves starving artists. So I think that came originally from when people were doing art and they were traveling with the art and they were trying to, you know, project their art. What gave you the talent to say, I'm just going to start doing art? Could you draw? Could you, like, how did that develop?
Right. Okay. So yeah, you're right. There's something unique about me, and I've been just doodling on my notebooks. Like, class was always me. If you look at any notebook I ever had through my whole life, there's a lot of drawing. There's a lot of sketching going on. So I already liked to draw. One of my sisters, she used to draw a lot, and I admired that too. So
you had a natural gift for drawing? You didn't go to school?
Nah, no school for drawing. And even the way I make artwork, if we end up showing,
let's look at some of it.
Yeah, let's pull up some of his art real quick.
So we can see what we're talking about.
Mighty
Mouse, you got some stuff that we can look at.
We'll elaborate after we pull something up.
Right, yeah. So yeah, the website's down right now. Pay
Go
somebody
to Instagram.
Working on it.
Okay, let's
go to Instagram. You see, when you pay these people, support black business though, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
support
So,
black business.
so at the end of the day, we'll get back to that. But what I'm
saying
saying
get back to that. No, I know what you mean. So it's basically like, think about it like this. I'm a sports fan. I love sports. So if you know like Shaquille O'Neal, very famous person. Hopefully everyone knows who that is, right? You don't ask him to shoot threes. You know he's tall and giant. Put him in the paint so he can dunk and lead us to a championship, right?
Exactly.
So there's certain things that I do well. The way I use color, I'm expressive. The ideas in my head that I'm expressing with the abstract language, right? So it's not about, we have cameras. We can take a beautiful picture. It's going to look exactly like this. And somebody has a talent where they will paint exactly like this, right? But the way it kind of translates for me, there's I've just been sensitive to life. And once I realized, it's kind of like what you were saying, right? And you didn't want to elaborate on it, but like when you're able to approach a situation and the way you feel about the current situation, and you're like, it's an agenda, y'all, and you're clear about that, right? That's your perception of the same information everyone's dealing with, right? So the same way I'm dealing with the information presented to me, which I just like life. You go to school, you're supposed to go to college, get a job.
Here we go.
So now we put some illustration to what I'm
Yes,
saying.
there we go. Look at some of his artwork.
So the moment I saw your art, right, the first thing, like, first of all, it's layers to it.
Right.
Like a whole ass of them, right? So I noticed them right away because I'm in the art. Then I saw a Basquiat field. How many of you guys know who Basquiat is? Serious business, right? So we have Basquiat on our wall. So we love art. So when I saw your painting, of course, bam. I've never seen anything close to that kind of style of painting. So did you have a Basquiat mentor type of situation growing up to get you influenced by your artwork? Or is this something that you felt and it came out?
It's more felt. I don't really know who Basquiat is until I'm like 18, 19. I don't really look in depth into who that person is. And I don't even, it comes across my vision because through fashion, basically. That brand Supreme, right? And now it's something that kind of is stuck in its age group in terms of like, as you get older, you kind of just stop. You're not really wearing that anymore or anything. But they did a collaboration with Basquiat's estate, and so they put a lot of his imagery right where I was paying attention. I was really into fashion at the moment, expressing myself in that kind of way. And so when I realized, and then I look in depth, and I start watching the documentaries and things like that, and I realized like we're all have the potential to do what we want, right? Like this is just a human being that started expressing. So that was kind of the root of it. I had put myself into a little bit of a depression and a anxiety because, and what I learned is you have to express. When you suppress feelings, like the example y'all was going over earlier, hilarious example. Like part of the solution, I agree with what the lady was saying. You have to let people grieve, but you also have to control those situations as best as you can. There's an aspect of it where, like I said, somebody shouldn't even be there. Like somebody shouldn't even be attending this situation, right? Somebody should like if she laid out like that, there's depth to what that action means. So it's kind of just like uncovering those things. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent.
Yeah. So but I'm feeling you though. So because we don't have a lot of time, I have to get back.
Yeah, that's what I realized. I started thinking about the time, and then I kind of forgot what I was going to say about that.
Because when you watch the art, like we saw the art come up, it's not every day that you see it, right? It's not every day that you see artists that can create that type of art, right?
Okay.
And so that's what I say. Without training, you just jumped out there, and that's some of the paintings that you were coming up with from the start.
Right.
So that's why people thought that you were eclectic and that you were kind of genius-minded and that kind of thing, because it's just hard to imagine being able to just scribble that down and make that come to life on art. That's not easy to do. Right?
I have to jump in.
That's part of it,
I have to jump in because we got to get to two questions, main questions, because we do have to wrap it up, you all. Two questions that came in from some of our viewers.
Nice.
People want to know how do they buy your paintings? What do they need to do to get a hold of what they just saw on the screen if they want to buy it?
Send me a message on Instagram.
Okay.
It's the #1 way. I also work with a gallery called DTR Modern, which there's a location in Georgetown. So if you wanted to go see artwork, you could definitely go there and see it. You could send me a message. So you have artwork in Georgetown? Yes. You could come to, it's called DTR Modern is the name of the gallery. You could come, you could send me a message. You could come to my studio. there's a lot of art in there too.
So where's the studio?
So the studio is downtown Washington, D.C. It's technically downtown. So if you know D.C., you know North Capitol and Florida Avenue. There's a street called O Street, and there's a building, and there's a bunch of studios in there.
Okay.
And you're in there, okay.
And I'm working in there, yeah. It's a very unique building. It's not a lot of that in D.C. This ain't New York, you know. It's a ton of that situation in New York.
Soho District, the whole.
And what is your Instagram?
familiar,
So you said people send you a message on Instagram. Tell people what your Instagram is before we let you go.
PVMT84. Damn, I wish we had more time. I wish I could remember my point about that funeral. It's so funny. I was gonna comment on the situation.
We get you back again. That's okay.
That's I took the mic and commented.
No, it's okay. If you don't.
But most importantly, I want to push your art while you're here because I really believe in what you're doing. I think that once people get to visualize your art, they'll believe in definitely what you're doing. Yes. So I just wanted to make sure you had a chance to come on here, show your artwork, let people know where they can find you and what you got going on next because you are really amazing. So I see why the people was tying into you and you was in it. See, when you, that's all you know to be.
That's
so
a big
you don't
deal.
really realize why people tying into you, but they tying into you because you're super talented and you're doing something that they can't. Yes. That's why people tying into people. Yes. So we thank you, brother, for coming on. Y'all give it up for my man.
So again, you know, like when you can get scheduled back on the show and bring some stuff in here, and we'll just have some stuff displayed up here
and let them see.
Okay, yeah, and we gotta do like cross, live, virtual,
all of that.
We can do that
live
as well.
Together.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do that at any given time.
You're part of our Spotlight family, so thank you very much.
And I wish we could have had you already had a half finished joint, and then you come in here and wrap it. On the
We
live.
would've
We're
needed
gonna
more
do all
time.
of that. We gotta wrap it up.
Definitely wouldn't have finished it in this amount of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
but anyway,
make sure you try my man's Hennessy. He got the best.
Nah, we loving you. Make sure y'all get to that site and make sure y'all check my guy out, man.
PVMT84.
Yes,
Totally
indeed, y'all.
Hey,
coming up after this next.
You can Google that or Clarence James.
Yep, Clarence James.
Work hard for that. Work hard for
Make sure
that.
you Google that.
Coming up after this next commercial break. Teamwork.